Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Wine by the Bay TV. I'm your host, George Bachara, and today we're going to be going over a couple of new wines that I found. Some pretty exciting ones, actually, believe it or not. I was walking through Total Wine, and I found a couple of 93 plus point wines that kind of interested me. So I picked them up, and well, I know we've been normally in California, and we will be with our Chardonnay, the Courtney Benham. However, we're also going to do a little Argentinian wine because, again, for the price and the score, which I'll get into in a moment, the Mendoza wine, the Tinta, which is made of Tempranillo grapes, was really intriguing. So I wanted to go ahead and pick that up and then review it for you and drink it with you. So, as always, our sponsor is the Goosehead Insurance Company, the Bachara Agency, my agency. The power of choice is real. I want to tell you a little story. About 15 years ago, someone told me, you know what, you need life insurance. And I said, what for? I don't have a wife. I don't have a house. I don't have kids. What's the difference? I'll get it when I need it. Well, I'm 49 years old now and I'd like to have life insurance. And now I'm probably paying twice of what I used to pay. So don't be a momo like I was. When somebody tells you to do something, just do it. So I'm not telling you that you need life insurance, but I'm telling you that at some point you might need life insurance. So follow the link below to my agency. Let's set up a conversation. We'll talk about things. Talk is cheap. And in fact, in this case, talk is free. So take advantage of that free talk and let's see what we can do to set you up so that 10 years from now, you don't think back and go, God, I should have listened to that wine idiot that was reviewing wine when he told me to go get life insurance. So, once again, we are going to go into California to start off. We have our Courtney Benham 2019 Chardonnay from Napa Valley. Okay, this one got 93 points from James Suckling. It's got a nice fresh kind of flavor to it. Got some apples going on, some acidic fruit. At least that's what it said on the little sheet that was underneath. So we're going to give it a shot and see what's going on. As always, these wines have been open for about 2 hours. The Chardonnay is chilled, but it is not cold, probably around 50 degrees. So we're going to go ahead and start with the Courtney Benham Chardonnay. We're going to be in California to start, and we'll see what we do here. So, Courtney Benham. I have to tell you, I'm not familiar with this winery. But like I said, given the reviews and the price point of Total Wine was $19.99. So for a 93 point Chardonnay from James Suckling at $20, I absolutely had to give it a shot. And as we know, I'm not a big white wine drinker, which actually should be encouraging to you. Because if I like a white wine on this review, you got to know it's got to be good. Because I'm not one of those people that would like tilt towards white wine. So everybody's palate's a little different, but I think in the case of white wine, I'm a good foil for those of you that are white wine drinkers. Actually, even before I put my nose in it, I got a little bit of that acidity, a little bit of that apple in there. So that was really great. There's a lot of good nose on here. It's not really closed up. Some wines can be really, really closed, and this is not the case. But it's a 19 Chardonnay, so it's probably right around the time you want to drink it. I'm not saying you couldn't lay it down, but I think you can drink it now, to be quite honest with you. So let's see. Yeah, it really does have a very fragrant nose. A lot of apple, maybe some pear, little acidity. Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what this is going to taste like. Let's see how James Suckling did today. I know he's going to sleep easy if we agree. So let's find out. There's definitely a little vanilla on the finish, which isn't offensive. It's not overly oaked. It's just kind of there, which kind of rounds out the experience. So it has a little bit of acidity up front, and then it kind of melts into that kind of vanilla aftertaste, which is good. It's not predominant, so it doesn't like block out the fruit, but it does kind of balance it. So it's not just an acid bomb in your mouth of like crisp apple and like underripe pear and that kind of thing. So it's really good. Let's try it a little bit more. there might be just a touch of white peach on the finish. Just a touch. But I'd say this is a very solid wine. I mean, 93 points is a little aggressive. Um, that tells me that it's, maybe a $60 or $70 Chardonnay. And this is not a $60 or $70 Chardonnay. This is probably 30, 35 bucks. Like if someone charged me 30, $35 at a wine store, I took this home and drank it, I'd be pretty happy. So at $20, it's a steal. But I don't think 93 points is accurate. To my palate, 91 plus points. Very, very solid wine. Definitely wouldn't turn my nose up at it if it was given to me at a party. Really good, I think, with maybe scallops would be a very nice option. Like a broiled sea scallop would be excellent with that. If you went with like a cold crudo or something like that, something with more citrus, it might be a little bit too much for my taste. So I would probably cook the seafood, maybe a cod, sauteed cod or something like that, baked cod. But you could totally drink this without food too. So this is a really nice wine. Like I said, 91 plus points. 93 is a little bit too much. But a solid offering from Courtney Benham, Chardonnay in Napa Valley. Okay, now we get to what I've kind of been excited about ever since I saw it. This is the Unanime Tinta wine from the Mendoza Mountains in Argentina. The winery is Mascota Vineyard. I don't know it again. That doesn't mean anything. There's so many wineries in the world, it's impossible to know every single one of them. This is made primarily from Tempranillo grapes, which are a dark grape originating in Spain, and obviously was brought over to Argentina. A little bit about Mendoza. Mendoza is a high altitude, 5,000 feet above sea level kind of area. It tends to be dry all year round, and it has a nice hot summer with like cool breezes coming over the Andes Mountains at night. So it's excellent growing conditions for red grapes especially. It's really what you're looking for. I have a feeling this is going to be nice and dark with some nice dark fruit. It's going to be complex. This is New World. I know it's Argentina, and you might think the U.S. is the only New World. That's not true. Europe is Old World, and then everything else is basically New World. So let's go ahead and give this a look and see what it looks like, and then a taste. I'm kind of excited. 95 points from James Suckling. 95 points is a serious wine. And I paid $19.99. $19.99, not $1,999. At Total Wine. It was on sale, usually $24.99. So for sub $20, I mean, how can you go wrong? Unless it's complete garbage. So we'll see. Right out of the gate, it's nice and dark. Got like a real ripe fruit color to it, like a reddish black kind of tint. I like it. It's not super dark, like a pitch black, like maybe a Petit Syrah would be. But it's really good color. So it's encouraging. Has a little black pepper on the nose. Yeah, some nice black pepper. A little bit of maybe blueberry. Yeah. A little like, just a hint of like burnt match, if you know what I mean by that. When you light a match, then you blow it out, and it kind of has like that sulfur kind of smell to it. But just a hint of it, like a smokiness. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting wine, I have a feeling. So let's give it a shot. It has a very strong punch right at the beginning. Not uncomfortably strong, but you notice it right away. It's right in the front part of your mouth, around the front of your tongue and your teeth. And then you get a little bit of that blueberry kind of thing, maybe a little raspberry, but very little, more blueberry. And then some black pepper, and then a little bit of that smoke. This is a good wine for $20. I mean, it's impressive. I mean, I don't know if it's 95 points at $100, but at $20, it might even be 96 points. It does kind of go away. I mean, it has a finish, but the middle is a little weak, but I'm tasting it, but it's not a mouth coating. It's not a very heavy, doesn't have a lot of weight to it, but it's still a rather pleasant wine. I mean, for $20, I don't know how you can complain about this wine. You could absolutely fool somebody into thinking this is an expensive wine, $50, something like that, and get away with it. I've tasted some $50 wines that are super, super disappointing. Heck, I've tasted some $100 wines that are super disappointing. So this is definitely not disappointing. It just lacks the mouthfeel, the coating of the tongue that maybe I would expect out of a 95, 96 point wine, something like that. But it's a very solid offering. I mean, in a vacuum, I would say 93 points. But for the price, I see why maybe 95 points. I don't know if they factor in value when they do their ratings. I have a feeling they don't, but I certainly do. And for $20 or even $25, I would buy this all day long. I would buy 5 of them. I would drink a couple, leave a couple, for the future. Wait about 6 months. See, that's the beauty when you buy wine. If you find a producer that you like or a wine that you like and you buy a few bottles, you can space it out over time and see how the wine matures with age. It's going to taste different right out of the gate, like I did now. If I took a bottle, laid it down 6 months or a year, it would taste completely different, and then 2 years from that, it would taste even more different. So that's the kind of fun you can have if you have a little bit of patience. Now, I don't always have patience, and I know a lot of people don't. But my wife, the camera person, wants to give this a taste.
I have no patience.
She really does have no patience. She is about instant gratification, and that's fine. I like that. That makes my life a whole lot easier.
This is delicious.
Yeah, you think so? Delicious,
yeah.
You said, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's really...
I can't believe it's under $20.
There you go. Spoken by a true wine connoisseur. Anyway, Megan is the love of my life. I'm so lucky to have her. So if I sound a little condescending, it's only because she likes some very questionable wines. But she's a great person, and you know what? It doesn't really matter, does it? Wine is about having fun, enjoying your experience, and who cares what I think? It's about what you think. So I would say success on both. We've got the Courtney Benham Chardonnay from Napa Valley. I would say 91 plus points at $20, $19.99. And then this is the real winner. This is the Unanime, the Tinto with the Tempranillo grapes from Argentina, from Mendoza. This one at $20, I would buy a case. Absolutely, and just spread it out and enjoy it and experience it and really have a great time. So, I'm George Bachara. This was Wine by the Bay TV. As always, go down to the description box, like, subscribe, follow the links, and support the channel. If you like what you hear, write a nice comment. If you don't like what you hear or you disagree with me, write a bad comment. That's okay too. I read them all. I take criticism very well. I don't care what you think, but that's fine. So once again, Wine by the Bay TV. We'll see you next time.